And thanks for joining us. I'm Scott Schneider.
And I'm Dawn Hasbrook. We begin with the hurricane. It is stronger and bigger as it approaches Tampa. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Emily Walls.
Here's a look at the latest update that we have. So maximum sustained winds right now are up to 165 miles per hour. What you're looking at here is a Category 5 storm. We have maximum wind gusts now up to 200 miles per hour. And currently, this storm is very compact. But over the next 24 to 48 hours, it's going to be expanding in spatial area here. So notice as it begins to approach the coast, yes, this number is going to be lower. So the wind speeds themselves are likely going to lessen. So we're looking at a high-end Category 3 at landfall somewhere just south of Tampa. But the storm itself is going to be growing. So that wind field is going to be much larger, and it's going to be impacting Florida from coast to coast. It's going to take about 12 hours to move across the state of Florida, and it's going to be a devastating storm. I'll have your local forecast coming up.
Milton could be the first hurricane to directly hit Tampa since 1921, and it comes as virtually the entire Gulf Coast is still trying to salvage what it can from Helene.
Lloyd Sowers from our Fox sister station in Tampa is watching the evacuation tonight. Lloyd, have you seen anything like this before?
Well, folks are just shell-shocked still from Helene. A lot of people have debris piled up at the curb in front of their house. They have their ruined furniture, their ruined carpet, appliances are all out there. These things can be flying missiles at hurricane-strength wind when it comes. A calm evening in Tampa weather-wise, but certainly a lot of stress here. We'll show you the lines getting out of town here in a minute. First, the video we want to show you is some guys from Lakeland flying in a Hurricane Hunter. This is the NOAA crew and the Hurricane Hunter called Miss Piggy flying through Milton today. This is one of the strongest hurricanes on record, so no wonder these guys had a bumpy road up there trying to get this data that will help forecasters have a landfall picture of this. Slow ride on the roads today. I-75 northbound, bumper to bumper. Debris is stacked up from Helene. People who evacuated from Helene now in a 2-week period evacuating ahead of Milton. Frustrated, frightened. We talked to a building manager in Clearwater Beach. He told us this. Listen.
In fact, everything that you're looking at here was about 4 feet underwater, all the way. Entire beach got dumped all the way through to the front and all the way through the garage. So while we were happy to get it all cleaned up in a week's time, as you see, this next storm has us all worried that everything we did is just going to get pushed back.
You know, authorities are having more success, I think, this time with Milton than they did before because people saw what Helene could do. Helene had a 7 or 8 foot storm surge. This one, they're suggesting perhaps a 10 to 15 foot storm surge, catastrophic, unsurvivable. That's why I think a lot of people have taken the evacuation orders seriously. Thousands of people on their way out of the state tonight as Milton bears down on the west coast of Florida. Don and Scott, it is a tense situation here, and in Sarasota, Bradenton to our south, and in Fort Myers to our south, all of us on the west coast bracing for this hit from Milton.